All right, Shalom. This is Sarbon Sarala. I last in camp, local Jezebel, Florida. First and foremost, I'd like to praise, honor, and glory to the Father and the Son and the perpetuity of tongue. Call Halam La, Yahweh Bashma Shai, Bashem, Harakak Kudash Mouth. Also, the bonds elders, Apostle GMS, double honest amount as well, Hara One. Peace and blessings to 1/3, and salutation for elect. It's gonna be a quick lesson, just going on the spirit, the wickedness working here in Babylon, America, spiritual Babylon, spiritual Sodom and Egypt. The wicked man and the wickedness that our people follow, 2/3 of our people, and ultimately we are trying to work up to 1/3 and a hopeful elect out of the nation Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So the ones that's falling right now, they can be woken up and be taken out of that wickedness, and be following the ways of Yahweh Shema Shai. Because the Lord has orchestrated that from the beginning, and we're His mouthpiece, and we're out to orchestrate with Him as well. One band, one sound. We one body ultimately. Within Yahweh Shema Shai. So I'm gonna get this Ecclesiasticus chapter 27. I'm gonna start at verse 5. It says, "The furnace proveth the potter's vessel, so the trial of man is in his reasoning." Yahweh Shema Shai being the potter, potter house. Yeah, I'm thinking of, man. He sculpts the clay. He also make the same clay, one to dishonor and one to honor. That's how they paraphrasing. For the 2/3 and for the heathens and Esau, that's what they're made. That's what they're made for. They're made for a good bad example. They're the perfect bad example, man, because that's what Esau is made to be. That's what these heathens are made to be. They're made to be heathens, and even 2/3, man. They're supposed to be. 2/3 are supposed to be 2/3, but for our people, they are supposed to be God's children. They're supposed to be Yahweh's, children. But 2/3 are gonna have to be cut off because they are not meant to be that. They're not going to be that. It's within them not to change. Maybe, of course, maybe in 1,000 years, or 500 years, 500 to 1,000 years. That's how long it'll probably take for all of Israel to turn back. It'll probably take. Who knows? And unless that's not how the Most High set it up. He set it up for His elect to be called out. Y'all is part of that number, and for 1/3, a small remnant. Of the nation Israel. All right, it says verse 6. It says, "The fruit declareth if the tree have been dressed. So the utterance of a conceit. So is the utterance of a conceit in the heart of man." The fruit declare if the tree was dressed properly, man. Just like a woman, just like a vessel, just like like a servant. Ultimately, just going to a fruit. We have to have the right vibration and the right and the correct fruits, the correct doctrine. With truth and sincerity, and study it. These other camps, they got some other junk, man, going on. I think ALC that's like yeah, that's Christian doctrine, bro. They don't even follow Israelite doctrine. Like all they'll tell you that Israelites are the true children, and so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans. But I think that's as far as they go now. I said verse 7. Well, yeah, I just say that. So it says the utterance of conceit in the heart of man. Praise no man before thou hearest him speak, for this is the trial of man. That's one of them wicked devices now. Nate the Satan, or Gorilla Hebrew, all them quote unquote. I mean, really, I ain't gonna say quote unquote. All them, yeah. I mean, quote unquote austere looking men, because they may look austere. They have gauntlets and black on. They look very uniform. They got like bright clothing, or they got dark clothing. One or the other. Either like IOIC or ISUPK, they all look very uniform. But once you hear them speak and you see their fruit, they had nothing to do with the Lord. Simple as that. That's going on verse 6 right there, and verse 7. It says, Praise no man before thou hears him speak. It says, Lord, this is a trial of man. This is a test. We're in a test right now. It says, verse 8, if thou followest righteousness, thou shalt obtain her and put her on as a glorious long robe. So we want that forever. We constantly seeking righteousness, constantly seeking wisdom, and this is our duty. To bring forth these things. This is because of Yahweh Bashem Mashah. This because the Father is set up Yahweh Shai uh, to, to to be that perfect sacrifice, and within that He sent us. He told us of what's to come on these things. This befall this kingdom, America, seriously Babylon, man, the dollar collapsing, uh, Jacob's trouble. The MOCB, the missiles in this place. These are all things that's going to happen to this place, and we ought to listen to that and tell our people and continue to seek righteousness. This is First Corinthians chapter 3, verse 13. It says, every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and fire and it's like it, and the fire shall try every man's work, what sort it is. If any man's work abide which he has built thereof, he shall receive reward. Ultimately, going to 13, for the anyone that followed freaking the spirit of Cain, Satan, Esau, man. These gangs that be going off, these heathens to our people, Esau. Ultimately, their works, their work is their money or their gods. Either way, all that thing will be is gonna be burned up. Um, Way with 200 million ICBMs is intercontinental ballistic missiles. So that's gonna be made so that that's gonna be known. It's gonna be revealed through that. It's gonna be revealed through them flames, nuclear flames. You know, so that is to come. And of course, they don't know it yet. They don't care about it. They only care about the now. And a little bit later, but they don't care about the actual latter end. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 15, verse 7. It says, for the potter, tempering soft earth, fashion every vessel, which much labor for our service. Yeah, of the same clay he maketh both the vessels that serve for clean uses, and likewise all such serve as to the contrary. But what is the use of either sort? The potter himself is the judge. He has these idols. You got freaking Selassie, man, the Ethiopian dude, man, who are our people worship the Rasta, man, Rastafarianism, all that stuff. They praise him as a man. That's the same clay. It's the same flesh we have. But the thing is, that's on the left hand side, But they're gonna praise him or Martin Lucifer King or I don't know, Donald Trump or something. Well, I say our people. Let's say like Bill Clinton or something. I don't know, somebody that has the same flesh as us and really much weaker because they don't have the spirit. Those are made to be destroyed, and they're made for evil uses. Verse 8: employing his labors lewdly, he maketh a vain god of the same clay, even he which a little before was made of earth himself, within a little while after returning to the same, out when his life was lent, him shall be demanded. So ultimately, that's a vessel made by the Most High, and it was created for a reason. They have a reason for being here, even if it's for wickedness. The Lord is gonna make them do it. It's like it, but this Job chapter 1 verse 21 says, and said, naked came out of my mother's womb, naked shall I return thither. The Lord gave, and the Lord hath taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Mashah. Ultimately just going to the wicked counsel of this place, America, spiritually Sodom and Egypt, spiritually Nineveh, everything that the Lord has given, He's given even these wicked vessels, made for destruction, a task. They have been demanded to do something for Him. Just like when Putin said he quoted, I think he quoted Psalms of Proverbs, like you. But nonetheless, his heart is in the Lord's hand. they whether they know it or not, they're gonna do the Lord's bidding. And once they're done, they're gonna go back to the grave. Ultimately, most of them are gonna be destroyed because the Lord need them destroyed. Either nuclear missiles by the angels or by the elect. They're gonna be took out them holes. Whichever ones are still alive. So the Lord gonna take the Lord. Give ultimately. He gave life to the wicked vessels and life for the wicked vessels. And he can take it away. And all the ones that do not want to follow the Lord, they their works gonna be made manifest through fire. But nonetheless, that was a little lesson I want to do. But after y'all rather that was edifying little lesson. And with that, I want to say shalom.